kissed her open-mouthed right there in front of a lot of people, as well as her family.
If the presidential election was held today, Hillary Clinton would almost certainly win the Electoral College. A new Reuters Ipsos poll shows that with less than 25 days to the election, Clinton has a 95% chance of winning the necessary 270 electoral votes to become president. The poll also predicts that Clinton will beat Donald Trump by 118 electoral votes. I'm Christopher Cruz. 4 people were killed, 9 injured Saturday afternoon when a pickup truck plunged off the Coronado Bridge in San Diego and dropped into a crowd that had gathered at a park below it. Witnesses say the truck landed at a vendor tent set up for a motorcycle festival. California Highway Patrol spokesman Jake Sanchez.
A GMC pickup truck was traveling northbound on the 5, transitioning to westbound to come towards Coronado. That vehicle lost control, struck a guardrail up above, and then came down approximately 60 feet down below to Chicano Park.
The park is in a predominantly Hispanic neighborhood in central San Diego. Police believe the pickup driver was under the influence. He's 25 in the Navy. He suffered major injuries. In Nevada, more than 1,000 firefighters are working to stop a wildfire from jumping any major roads. The fire is burning between Reno and Carson City. It's burned more than 5 square miles, destroyed 22 homes, and is threatening 500 structures now. I'm Christopher Cruz.
Getting a great night's sleep is easier and more affordable than you might think. You don't need a new, expensive mattress or sleeping pills. You just need to change your sheets. Hi, I'm Scott Tannen, founder of Boll & Branch. We started Boll & Branch nearly 3 years ago to make the world's most comfortable sheets and to make it possible for everyone to afford to sleep better. What makes Boll & Branch sheets different is that they're meticulously crafted from pure 100% organic cotton. And because we only sell online, we've cut out all of the expensive retail markups. That's why our sheets cost less than half of what you'd pay in a store. Everyone who tries Boll & Branch sheets loves them. That's how we have thousands of 5-star reviews. The New York Times and Wall Street Journal have written about us, and even 3 U.S. presidents have Boll & Branch sheets. We guarantee you'll love them too. That's why we let you sleep on our sheets for 30 nights. If you don't, return them and get your money back. Plus, if you go to bollandbranch.com today, we'll give you $50 off your first set of sheets when you use promo code SLEEP. That's $50 off right now at bollandbranch.com. Spelled B-O-L-L and branch.com. Promo code SLEEP. That's bollandbranch.com. Promo code SLEEP.
From the KFNX WeatherBug Weather Center. For this morning, a clear sky, sunny today with a high of 92. It'll be clear tonight, low 66. Monday, sunny, high 90. Clear Monday night, low 64. Tuesday and Wednesday, sunny with highs each day 90. I'm meteorologist Jim Rinaldi from the KFNX WeatherBug Weather Center.
Currently in downtown Phoenix, it's 68 degrees.
Next news in 30 minutes or when it breaks. Here on Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX.
Who's to blame for this?
The voters for getting in line.
Helen Purcell blamed voters for her mismanagement of the presidential primary election. The Arizona Republic says Helen Purcell's mistakes disqualify her for another term. Helen Purcell's bad decisions span decades and contributed to 1 in 6 adults in Maricopa County becoming victims of identity theft. In 2010, Helen Purcell was sued for not securing ballots after they were cast. And again in 2016, a device containing voter data was left overnight at a Glendale school, unsecured. Foreign hackers are now targeting Arizona election systems. Can we trust Helen Purcell to secure anything? Adrian Fontes was a classified materials controller with secret clearance. The Marine Corps trusted him with our nation's secrets, and we can trust him too. It's time to protect our democracy. It's time to send in the Marine.
Hi, I'm Adrian Fontes, candidate for Maricopa County Recorder. You can learn more about my campaign at electfontes.com.
Paid for by the committee to elect Adrian Fontes.
If you own a business, any business where customers spend more than 5 minutes at a time, you need Wi-Fi. Personalized Wi-Fi that takes them to your network. Wi-Fi that connects them to your personalized landing page with your ad and your promotions that lets them connect through social media. You need Saguaro Hotspot. Call 602-618-6626. Saguaro Hotspot, 602-618-6626. Make Wi-Fi pay. 602-618-6626.
Live from Phoenix. This is the Entrepreneurs in Fuego with Added Sparks radio show, the #1 multimedia broadcast show for entrepreneurs in Arizona. And now, here's your host, Francisco Javier.
Welcome to the Entrepreneurs in Fuego show with Added Sparks. We are the #1 multimedia
broadcast show for entrepreneurs. With me, I have the most gorgeous, intelligent, and talented co-host this side of Central, Elisa Lane, founder of the Ellen Sparks Agency, Event Planning, Marketing, and Public Relations. Good morning.
Good
Elisa.
morning. What's up?
Let me tell you something. When you walked in this morning, I was walking out the door, and I did a double take. I'm like, who is this person? You were wearing your high heels this morning at 6 a.m., and you're wearing your...
It's still nighttime.
Oh, okay. So what
the moon's still out. Yeah.
Wait a minute. So what I understand, what you're leading me to believe is like you came in...
I can't lead you to believe anything. You're going to believe what you want, but the moon's still out.
Are we feeling better?
And it's a full moon.
Let me ask you this. Are we feeling better this week?
You know what? It's a good week. It's been a really good week.
My name is Francisco Javier, your host, CEO, and founder of The Office Pile, named in 2015 one of the top co-working communities in the world. And this... Let me pay some bills. This show is being brought to you in part by Local Motive Marketing, Smart Marketing on smartphones. My main man, Eugene Kerning, is the man who drives the locomotive. Is that what you say? You drive a locomotive or you conduct a locomotive?
Conduct.
He conducts it. Cartman Payne, certified life coach at SOAR, Transformational Life Coaching, the top foundation. Advancing Education and Entrepreneurship for Women, Minorities, and Veterans. Sandrina Benz, she was here last week with Dr. Dundee. That was a fun show. Yeah. The leader in luxury car private clients. I'll tell you, last week the show was out of control. And Infusionsoft is one of our sponsors. Building better connections with leads and customers. Sales and marketing automation software built exclusively for small business success. I tell you what, Elisa Lane, this Sunday we have on the menu. This is really unbelievable. Because you know what? This show is not made for radio. This show should be made for like TV and, just big screen TV because we have probably the most beautiful women in Arizona.
It's a good looking show today.
Well, you lead off the band because you're.
Well, and you cleaned up today, it looks like.
I did not. I did not wear my high heels or my suit. Oh,
that's a good thing. I'm kind of glad about that.
Well, but for
Even
Halloween,
though it's Fashion Week, or we're just done, right?
I might surprise you for Halloween.
Here we go.
In studio today, we have the following. And I'll tell you what, this is just unbelievable. We have Bethany Love Hanna with Reset Your Metabolism, Reset Your Life with 40-Day Reset, and one of my favorite people in the world, Jules Xander, with Lifestyle Jules, providing tips and tricks to beauty, health, fitness, and life balance. Both will be sharing their lifestyle and fashion knowledge with us. And, of course, you know a lot about fashion. I mean, you look incredible. You look like you just came in from Studio 54. You know what
Studio 54?
How
old are you?
Please do not ask. That's a very unladylike question.
Oh, wow. We're going there tonight. Okay.
If you have
tonight.
If you have to ask, you can't afford it. Just remember that. Also at the bottom of the hour, Brian Wood, my main man, certified personal professional coach and NBA player rep with Week 11 Lessons from Mars.
Nice. I thought it was 12. Are you sure?
We'll ask him. I mean, I'm not keeping track. I tell you what, man, he dressed up last week, and he is dressed up today too, man. He's got suit going on and everything else, man. I mean, it's really, really good. Also, you and I, you inspired me yesterday to talk about lifestyle. This is the Lifestyle and Fashion Show, and we'll be discussing astrology for entrepreneurs.
I had no idea that was a pet peeve of yours. Holy goodness. I have so many subjects I can't cover with you.
You cannot say the word amazing on the show.
Oh, I'm going to say it.
Or you drink.
I'm going to say it.
Astrology for entrepreneurs. Do you as an entrepreneur follow the stars to make critical business and personal decisions? And if you say
I don't know
yes,
about that.
Well,
it is entertaining.
What's your sign?
I'm a Pisces.
You're creative and have the adaptable to all kinds of challenges and able to spot on opportunities others can't.
Yeah, you're lucky about that.
I'm Mr. Astrology. I just know these things.
Wow. And what are you?
I'm a Capricorn.
A Capricorn.
A Capricorn.
That's true.
That's exactly right.
I gotcha.
And coming up at the bottom of the show, this show is out of control already. And coming up at the bottom of the show, Reality Radio with Jennifer Graff. You know what, Jennifer? She's got like minus 15 body fat. I mean, there's nothing you can pinch. She's all muscle, man. I mean, she's unbelievable. And she combines femininity and muscle tone. That's what I like about her.
Nice. Yeah. She's hot.
She sure is. Jennifer Graff is from Q Live with a very special guest. Tony Davies, who is one out of 5 people that she selected from over 80 applicants who responded to this casting call and to be part of this incredible transformational project, and we will hear from them soon. But in the meantime, let's go back to the top and let's talk to Bethany Love and let's talk to Julie Xander. What's up?
What's up?
I love the way you say that. I think is terrific. Julie Xander's in the studio. How you doing?
Awesome.
Bethany, good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm fantabulous.
This is the sad part about the show is that, well, we do have a camera, and this is being broadcast live, right? Through
right.
Facebook Live. All right. Yeah. But the sad part is that we cannot capture the 180-degree view of this room.
Right.
Because I'm telling you, I mean, this is not for radio show. Josh, the engineer, he fainted. He walked in, he fainted. He was on the floor. Bam, what's going on? He doesn't know what's going on. I'm telling you right now. So, ladies, this is the fashion and style show. Julie, tell us a little bit more about what you do.
Well, I'm basically all about looking great and feeling great from the inside out. So you have to have both of those dialed in to really strut your stuff and feel great and look great. So if one looks good and the other one doesn't, it doesn't really mesh. So I really focus on both. You got to have both the inside and the outside. And if you're looking good and feeling good, there is nothing better than that.
How do you manage that?
It's a lifestyle. And so that's what I'm here to teach. And it's been almost 42 years of me figuring it out.
But you're a mom and you're an entrepreneur and you do all these things. How do you balance all these things?
I think every single day, everybody is learning. There's not one day that we're not learning, and I'm still trying to figure that out on a whole. But I have such an amazing team of people that I turn to. So I don't just do this by myself. Right. I have my life coach, and I have a hypnotist, and I have this huge group of people, Cerulean, which is the cryotherapy and the cryofacials and all these great things, and the Botox, and it's not one thing, it's everything. It's the fitness, it's the eating right, it's the working out, it's the, getting dressed and taking pride, and, it's all these things and prioritizing, and it's hard, and I'm still learning.
Julie, how do you start your morning? Like, is there a tip? Is there something that you do every day to kind of get it going?
Well, I always start with breakfast. That is I wake up and I eat breakfast, the most important meal of the day.
So what do you eat?
Every single day. I am so boring, which I think is one way to really get your diet on track is by eating the same things. I hate to say that, but I eat oatmeal. I have half a cup of Coach's Oats with water and a half a scoop of protein powder.
Okay. The key word is eating. Elisa Lane, because drinking in the morning don't count.
I drink a lot of water.
Well, the last 3 shows, that's not what I saw you drinking. I'm just saying. Bethany, good morning. What do you do when you wake up in the morning, and what do you do?
What do
in
I
general?
Do? In general, as soon as I get up, I drink a big glass of water or a bottle of water, and then I go work out, or I eat a banana or something before I go work out.
And your business is?
It's 40-day reset, and I'm all about kind of the same thing as Jules is really living a lifestyle. So internally and externally.
Why the 40 days?
Why do the 40 days?
Yeah, explain, Lucy.
Lucy. So 40 days basically to get your habits changed and to reset your metabolism. So you're balancing your hormones and your it takes about 21 days to break something, and then you also have to establish new habits. So in 40 days we do that, and then we carry you through that for a whole year.
Do you take a special powder? Do you eat differently? What do you do?
You're eating on a certain macro and micro diet that's specific for your body. And so it's going to be really clean eating and drinking lots of water. And we have something that also balances your hormones. It's a super nutrient.
In studio, we have Julie Xander and Bethany Love for our lifestyle and fashion show. But I got to tell you this, though. I mean, you got to tell me the truth. You did not follow that 40-day transformation to look the way you look right now? Because, I mean, you look, I was just going to say amazing, but then I caught myself. I caught myself. I'm like, I'm not going to say that word. I'm going to say you look fantabulous, to use
exactly.
your description.
Yes.
You did not follow that regimen of 40 days to look the way you look.
Well, I am now so that I can be authentic with it because there's a 40-day solutions as well. It's for people who don't necessarily need to lose weight but detox their liver and kidney.
What did you do before the 40-day reset?
What have I always done?
Because whatever you were doing before the 40-day reset definitely worked.
Right. I just always have cared a lot about my body and my self-image and how I feel. So I've always ate a lot of protein, a lot of veggies, a lot of fruit, and I've always drank a lot of water.
Julie, you had an incredible upbringing and a story to tell because, again, you too never looked this good all the time. I mean, when you were younger,
right?
You can tell the story.
Well, I mean, I wasn't obese or anything like that. I was just chubby. I just was the chubby girl that I was a dancer growing up. But, you know, the pretty girls are in the front row dancing. So it didn't matter that I was a good dancer. I just didn't look the part. You know, the costumes didn't look that cute on me. So, in fact, I quit dance right before my recital one year because I got the costumes and I put it on. And I went, there is no way I'm getting on stage looking like this in this costume. And I quit. That's when I quit. So it's just always been a struggle for me to look the way I wanted. You know, it's an analogy is a plastic surgeon friend of mine. He said, I see patients all day long and they tell me as they're aging, they want to look on the outside the way that they feel on the inside. So I think on the inside, I felt one way. And then I would look in the mirror and be like, God, they just don't match up. And so I was always striving to look better, to be prettier. I just wanted, I don't know, I just saw myself differently than the way internally I saw myself differently than what everybody else saw externally.
Were you treated differently?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I mean, I was picked on. I was the last one picked on the teams at school. You know, I was not the popular girl. And I don't know. I always felt like I was cool. I felt like I had something to give, but I was, you know what I mean? So, but I have, I guess, this internal drive that just made me push on through and figure it out.
How do you see yourself in the mirror?
Now?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I'm extremely happy where I'm at right now.
Who do you see?
A hardworking person that puts a lot of work into what I do. So that's the other thing, too, is that people look at me and I think sometimes feel jealous or feel intimidated or turned off. And really, for me, it's just about taking pride in yourself and taking care of yourself. It's not, and I don't look to other people who don't. If you want to walk around in your sweatpants all day and your hair in a ponytail, good for you. If you feel comfortable in your jeans that way and that feels good to you and you're happy, I'm happy for you. But for me to feel great, I like to get dressed and do my hair and put on a great outfit. That makes me feel good.
Did you have an early influence on that?
My mom always, even to this day, she would never leave the house without her makeup or being dressed in clothing, real clothing. I've never seen my mom walk around ever in sweats. I mean, if she's home and it's morning, she could be in pajamas. Otherwise, she is dressed, ready to go. So definitely my mom for sure.
It's like Elisa Lane, right? I mean, I see you and you're always coiffed. You're always just very well taken care of, Elisa Lane. And I will say that about you. In addition to the fact that, you drink the right things in the morning, you have the breakfast of champions, you fill out your orange juice with a little bit of vodka, 7 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock during
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
So,
and it's funny how you said the inside and out. It's almost like feeling like you have one heel off and one heel on. And it's really funny how a lot of people actually function that way. But I love the fact that you have that, both, being the focus.
Well, and not to say that I've mastered it yet either. And I talked to Dr. Lori C. Ebert.
Love her. Love Lori, man. She's one of my girls.
She's my girl too. And we talk about it all the time because she's like, okay, so I've mastered the inside. You've mastered the outside. Now we need to come together so that I can help her master the outside, and she needs to help me master the inside. But you can't have it all. Nobody's perfect, so it's always a work in progress. So I'm never going to tell you that I've made it. I'm at the top. There's nothing else for me to learn. That's never going to happen.
In the transformation that you propose, Bethany.
Yes.
How do you? I can see where the physical transformation may happen in 40 days. Now, do you also work on the mind as well?
Yeah, so a mindset and your habits. So mindset is big. We have coaches that help you with that, and then me as well is just sitting there and reaffirming how you have to think to actually make this transformation.
So let me understand this. You detox for 21 days. Is that what you said?
It's a total of 40 days. I'm just saying you were asking how it works.
Right.
So for 40 days, it's actually a year, but for 40 days, you're doing something totally new. And
is that like a crash diet, or am I misunderstanding?
No.
It's not a crash diet.
It's not a crash diet. It's just basically it's a study showing the way the process works is you're eating what you actually need, and you're burning the fat that you already have. Because in a lot of programs, you're eating less calories, but you're not burning what you have, and so you're not able to actually lose the weight, and you're hungry.
How do you evaluate when you meet someone what they're going to eat?
How do you evaluate? So we have a biometric scan. We have a BCA. It's basically like a weigh machine where it's a high-tech one that you stand on, and it takes your body fat, body water, and it you can tell your metabolic age. So say, I don't know how old you are, Francis. You're 21.
Here we go with
21.
See,
you brought it up this morning.
You started
did.
something.
No,
did I bring it up, or did you bring it up?
You did. You always do.
I did? All right. So my metabolic age is definitely not my chronological age.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're able to tell.
There it is. That's your answer, Lisa Lane. That's how old I am.
Now we know.
Now you know.
Yeah, so we take into consideration all those things, and then basically what your body, like how much muscle you have, how much bone mass you have, and all those things, and we are able to see that. And then after that, we go through a process that actually scans your body to see where you're hormonally imbalanced that's inhibiting you from losing weight.
This is about lifestyle, Julie. So you have to, whatever method you use to get to quote unquote an ideal weight. How do you sustain that? I mean, because that's going to be hard, right? I mean, losing weight at some point it becomes something. All right, I can do it in 30 days. I can lose 2 pounds a week, whatever it is. You get to your goal, but then you look, 3 months after you've achieved your goal, and all the weight's come back.
Well, that's a problem, because that means that
how do you do it?
Well, that means that they're on a diet, and you can't live on a diet. Nobody can live on a diet. So there's a number of things that I do. First of all, I like to talk to my clients about eating. I really, really, in all the years I've done this, really now believe calories in, calories out, 100%.
That's it.
And honestly, I mean, for the people that just want, look, in the real world, we're eating out all the time. Yep. We're socializing. Eating is a huge part of our social world. And, people are traveling, and everybody has an excuse. Okay, I don't want to hear excuses. Stop with the excuses. You got this many calories. Eat what you want in those calories. So if you want to go out for pizza with your friends, fine, go out for pizza with your friends. But you're going to have to figure it out. If you have 1,200 calories in pizza, what's the rest of your day going to look like? But plan it out. And also for me, I like to tell people every day does not have to be a fabulous eating day of gourmet foods every day. A lot of the time, we should just be eating for fuel, not eating to have this awesome, rich meal. Eat to sustain yourself. And then when you do go out, enjoy, have a great meal, and don't worry about it. But it's about having more good days than bad days. It's about consistency. And so for me, I like to eat the same foods. And that's the thing, too, is meal prepping, knowing what you're going to eat. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to be fancy. That's the thing, too. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to be fancy. I mean, oatmeal takes how long it doesn't take much time to make. I mean,
1 minute, 1 minute in my microwave.
I don't think that's the same oatmeal she's talking about.
3 minutes.
What's wrong with my Quaker Oats? I mean, come on now.
I think you have to do a couple of burpees after some Quaker Oats.
Yeah. Really?
In addition to your donuts, so what's 50 burpees? I think that's what Q Life told us.
I'm going to take this. I was just going to say this because I want to take this up with Jennifer Graffis from Q Life. I'm sure she's got a lot to say about this thing, and she's coming up at the bottom of the hour. Well, actually, after the Man from Mars, who's coming up next with week
11 or 12.
11 or 12? I think it's 11.
I'm going to go with 12.
Elisa Lane.
You have some money?
I was just going to say 11-ish.
That could $1. I think we're in week 11.
I'll go a quarter.
All right, a quarter it is. All right, so sustaining this thing, sustaining life, a lifestyle, and sustaining, that's the hardest part. And so that is a behavioral change. Is that what I hear? I mean,
For sure. Absolutely. It's looking at food in a completely different way, and it's not a diet. It's a way of life.
I'm going to stop sleeping with my bagel.
Wow, that's a big step. So I noticed with both the ladies with social media, yoga was something that was involved. Is that something that you practice on a daily, or is that something weekly, or is just thrown in there somewhere? And either one of you.
I used to teach yoga, but I've had 4 shoulder surgeries from a car accident, so I don't teach it anymore. But you know what? Honestly, I like any form of exercise, and it doesn't have to be crazy hard. Though I do teach some crazy hard classes. When I tell people, when they're trying to lose weight and they're starting at the beginning, honestly, go for a walk. You can start as easy as go for a walk. And the misconception that people have is that if they don't leave the gym drenched in sweat and crawling out, that they're not going to look good, they're not going to lose weight. And that is a total myth. You don't have to go there. And most of it, the way your body looks, is your diet.
That's awesome.
90% is the diet. You agree, Beth? Bethany, if you say no, really, I will burpees after the bagel.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. It is, but it's also too with this is if you're hormonally imbalanced, like things internally, even if you eat correctly and you exercise, I don't know if we're allowed to say that on here. So.
I have no idea.
You said it twice.
I guess we're not. All right.
So I don't know if we're allowed to say that on here. So.
I have no idea.
You said it twice.
I guess we're not. All right.
And they eat really well, but their metabolism is stuck. So they lose faith and then they go back to eating and they eat really well, but their metabolism is stuck. So they lose faith and then they go back to eating the same and living the same. And there's someone like me, right? Like I have to look a certain way, but to actually in clothes look like I work out or something, I don't have to really do that much, but to actually, if I'm wearing some shorts or something, I have to eat clean. I have to work out. But I don't have the same struggle as someone else would have. How
about stress level, though? Is that something that's going to affect your body?
Yes,
absolutely.
And how do you tackle that?
Because of the levels of cortisol.
That's right. And I totally agree with Bethany on the hormones. I am a huge advocate of getting your hormones tested. It is the biggest thing ever. I mean, first and foremost, if you're looking to lose weight, go get your hormones tested first.
That's the tip that we're going to get out from you today? Get hormones tested?
Oh, yes.
Okay. And what would be, we all know what we need to do, right? But the hardest thing is to get us to do it. What is your tip for that?
Well, I think there's a few things. One, get a friend invested with you so that you have each other to rely on, depend on, look to. Accountability is huge.
Bethany?
Yeah, I would say, having, like Jules said, having someone to be accountable to, but also basically someone who you told what you're, exactly what it is that you're wanting to change in your life. You have to hit, something like basically stabbing someone in the chest, what emotionally is attaching them to it. If you don't get healthier, you may not be here for your kids. Or if you don't get healthier, you may not be able to have this job and support all these people that you're providing these jobs for. You have to be able to hit hard. Otherwise, people, human beings, you don't make the change.
In studio today, we've had Bethany Love Hanna with Reset Your Metabolism, Reset Your Life with 40-Day Reset, and Julie Xander. What's up, Julie Xander?
What's up?
Lifestyle Jules providing tips and tricks to beauty, health, fitness, and life. Man, this has been informative. All I got to say is that do not go anywhere because at the other side, we have Brian Wood, certified professional coach, NBA player, rep with Week 11-ish. Lessons from Mars. We'll be right back.
I'm Laura Ingram, and lucky you because you are tuned into the 50,000-watt powerhouse. Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX. Listen to me weekdays at 6 a.m.
Another woman is accusing Donald Trump of sexual misconduct. Kathy Heller told the Guardian newspaper that Trump grabbed her and tried to kiss her 20 years ago. The Trump campaign said it didn't happen. Correspondent Phil Mattingly.
His campaign at this point is trying to play defense, more or less. Even though as many as 9 women have now made allegations of sexual misconduct, Donald Trump is not pulling back. He's not trying to put it behind him. He is attacking.
Trump this morning tweeted that Saturday Night Live, which has been making fun of him and Hillary Clinton, is boring and unfunny and is trying to rig the election against him. A new Reuters Ipsos poll shows that if the election were held today, Hillary Clinton would beat Trump in the Electoral College by 118 votes. The European Space Agency is sending a small spacecraft on the final leg of its mission to land on Mars. The space lander will separate this morning from its mothership and then make a controlled descent to Mars on Wednesday. In 2003, the agency tried but failed to land a Beagle 2 rover on the Red Planet. I'm Christopher Cruz.
From the KFNX WeatherBug Weather Center. For this morning, a clear sky, sunny today with a high of 92. It'll be clear tonight, low 66. Monday, sunny, high 90. Clear Monday night, low 64. Tuesday and Wednesday, sunny with highs each day 90. I'm meteorologist Jim Minaldi from the KFNX WeatherBug Weather Center.
Currently, in downtown Phoenix, it's 67 degrees.
Next news in 30 minutes or when it breaks. Here on Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX.
If you own a business, any business where customers spend more than 5 minutes at a time, you need Wi-Fi. Personalized Wi-Fi that takes them to your network. Wi-Fi that connects them to your personalized landing page with your ad and your promotions that lets them connect through social media. You need Saguaro Hotspot. Call 602-618-6626. Saguaro Hotspot, 602-618-6626. Make Wi-Fi pay. 602-618-6626.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-643-6931 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-643-6931 to take your call now. Call 1-800-643-6931. That's 1-800-643-6931. Again, 1-800-643-6931.
The Del Walmsley Show, weekdays at 2 p.m.
You need to stop being dependent on a paycheck. All of these self-help motivational people, they wind you up like a little clock. Click, 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 and then they'll let you go.
The Del Walmsley Show, weekdays at 2 p.m.
If you own a business, any business where customers spend more than 5 minutes at a time, you need Wi-Fi. Personalized Wi-Fi that takes them to your network. Wi-Fi that connects them to your personalized landing page with your ad and your promotions that lets them connect through social media. You need Saguaro Hotspot. Call 602-618-6626. Saguaro Hotspot, 602-618-6626. Make Wi-Fi pay. 602-618-6626.
Welcome back to the Entrepreneurs en Fuego radio show with Added Sparks. We're the #1 multimedia broadcast show for entrepreneurs in Arizona. That was a pretty interesting segment.
I know. Now you're going to go check your hormones?
Huh?
You're going to go check your hormones?
Did we talk about hormones?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Stress level, all that good stuff.
I did not pay attention to anything that went on in the last segment. I was just mesmerized looking at these two ladies. I'm telling you, man, if they have a boyfriend or you know what I forgot to ask them is if they have a boyfriend or a husband or anything. Because you know why? Those husband or boyfriend, you know, they have to wake up every morning, genuflect, and say a prayer and go, Lord, thank you for bringing me this beautiful woman to my life.
I've got to wonder what level guy that is. Are they just, are they thanking themselves and them to be in that life?
It would be me. I mean, I would be very grateful.
Maybe it's both ways. Maybe they're holding each other accountable for the great life that they're leading.
Exactly. But I would be very grateful.
I like to believe.
I mean, I will even go from being atheist to being Catholic or Jew, whatever religion you put me on.
So you're willing to change who you are?
Absolutely.
Good to know.
Just to get on my knees and say, thank you, Lord, for allowing me the privilege to look at this beautiful human being right next to me.
All right, so I've got to say something.
Say.
You're right.
Yes?
We are on week 11.
Well, I knew that from the beginning, and you owe me $1.25.
No, I said 25 cents. That's it.
All right. Well, I said $1, and it's
I'll
on
get you some change, but I'm excited to hear what's going on this week.
Brian Wood.
Yeah.
Certified coach, NBA player rep, week 11, lessons from us. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great. I'm a little wired up after my 4th cup of coffee.
Wow.
But I think I'm going to make it. It sounds like I walked into some illegal gambling, some kind of illegal gambling ring here, so I'm not sure.
We got bleeped a couple of times, too.
Yeah. There's illegal gambling going on.
Yeah.
We got bleeped.
Little shady.
Some burpees.
we did burpees. I'm sleeping with my bagel. It's all about hormone. I don't know. This show is out of control. And in studio, we also have Jennifer Graffis from Q Live. Good morning.
Good morning.
Q Live.
Somebody. I don't know who it was, but we got a picture of a box of donuts this morning that somebody was.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
It is too.
I knew it was Lisa.
It is too.
I saw her post earlier this week with that picture.
Love those donuts.
I know.
Cute?
They look so cute.
All right. So we're going to have week 11 lessons from Mars, and of course, this is brought to you by Live. So I'm going to try to do. Last time you said that I multitask quite easily, and I'm a talent multitasker. I think is what you said. And
Is it stressful?
Huh?
Is it stressful for you?
Nothing.
I heard men cannot multitask.
You know what was stressful? Is to keep my composure with all the beautiful women that were in this room about 5 minutes ago. And I'm still having a hard time because there's still more beautiful women and a very handsome gentleman, I should say, that are here. So it just makes me nervous. All right. So here we go. Week 11, lessons from Mars.
So 7 levels of energy, leadership, or how you show up to life. We're going to talk about level 5 today. At level 5, I'm calm. I have anabolic energy, and I'm powerful. Very little judgment, but lots of confidence. In fact, you might be able to describe my mindset at level 5 as, man, I got this. I got this, baby. I'm not concerned about what you think is my definition of success or happiness, but I am interested in the experience and understanding what's the opportunity. So I'm on a flight heading to L.A. The plane diverts to Vegas. At a level 1 mentality, victim, I can't believe this stuff happened. It always happens to me, poor me. At level 2, conflict, I can't believe this airline did this to me. It's everyone else's fault, and I'll never get ahead now. But at level 5, I look at things differently. I ask myself the question, how can I leverage this unexpected situation to my advantage? So whether you're going through something with your career, a business challenge, maybe you find yourself suddenly single, or maybe you're an athlete who's been traded or injured. Let me tell you this, there is an opportunity for you. The question is, what is your opportunity today? Have a great day. God bless, and vote for Mars. I might be your very best option at this point.
Awesome.
That is awesome. The men from Mars. That's a beautiful thing, man. That's a beautiful thing. That's sagey. I'd be like, we're going to Vegas, baby. I'm not coming. I'm turning my phone off. That would be my level 5. Turn it off. I'm there.
That might be a horrible example because Vegas is not a bad place to divert to, right? So
now, if you were going to maybe Poughkeepsie, New Jersey, then you're probably going like, I'd stay at level 3 there for a little bit.
I'm from New Jersey, and Poughkeepsie's New York, so I don't want to. I don't even know where to go with this. But wow. Yeah, you're stomping on my New Jersey roots there. That was pretty hateful.
Awesome. Did I say that Poughkeepsie is the most beautiful city in the world, and that of course we love New York?
That's right.
He handled that at a level 5. I like that.
Yeah, I think that was level 7 Zen right there. I mean,
he said, "Baby, I got this."
Precisely. We're going to bring in now Tony Davis, and we are going to actually jump with Jennifer Graphics, who is here.
Greatness.
And, yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Brian.
And stay around, Man from Mars. Stay around because you're still. I think that you're number 5 in the room, or number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we got room there, so stay around because we might bring you in to kind of just opine.
I thought I was number 1, but okay.
It's actually number 11. I won the bet.
It's a week.
It's a week. There we go. Jennifer, good morning again.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
I am jazzed.
Good morning, Elisa.
Good morning.
And Tony, welcome.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
All right. Explain what this reality radio segment is all about.
So this reality segment, as you mentioned earlier, started with a casting call because we wanted to do a live transformation via radio and reality. So we got 80 responses through our live casting call, and through that, I got to select 5 wonderful, amazing. Oh, no, amazing. See, we all get caught. Bleep.
Everybody's walking around. They'll never say amazing again.
How about this? We actually, and this was very true for me in my selection process, 5 unique clients that I felt would best suit what we were looking to do. And Tony today was one of those clients. And everyone has a different story. And I'm engaged and drawn to all the different stories of why people choose and want to go down a healthy lifestyle path, because we all are in different places in our lives. The 2 ladies that were here earlier this morning, we're all talking the same language, and I love that. I love that we're all surrounded by people who care about health and wellness and fashion and feeling good about themselves, and that's what's so important. And for me and for Q Life and for my business, everybody has their own Q, and it's my job to figure out how to help them achieve that Q one way or another.
Gotcha. So let me understand this correctly. So all these 5 people that you picked out of 80, then they are going to transform their life, be it dropping some pounds or just changing their life forever.
All of the above.
Right?
They all committed to exercising with me 3 days a week.
Right.
For 90 days.
Right.
Because it does take time, as Bethany was saying earlier this morning, to create a habit and to get into it. And these people, to be honest with you, I'm super impressed because these people are driving very far to come see me 3 days a week. But that's just part of the process. Eventually, they will probably exercise on their own and have their own regime that then I will help keep them accountable for. But for right now, we are in it 3 days a week for 90 days. So.
And you said the right word. I mean, there are exposing themselves, if you will.
Correct.
I mean, they're being very vulnerable.
Yep.
Because they are accountable not only to themselves, but also to tens of thousands of people.
Correct.
Through radio, through media, through social media. You're accountable to your friends. You're accountable to your loved ones, your clients, to everybody that is watching this transformation, and thus the reality radio.
Right. And it's not all about the exercise either, because, again, totally agree with the 2 women earlier that it is 90% what you put in your mouth.
So how do we know that Tony is for real? Let her answer. Why,
Tony, you answer that question.
Why are you doing this thing? Why are you putting yourself in such a vulnerable position? I mean, you could have just, I don't know, I'm just going to diet on my own and this and that. I mean, and by the way, you look fantastic the way you are right now. I mean, so that's what I'm trying to understand, Jennifer.
Right.
What the transformation is all about.
Let's listen to her story. This is why I chose her.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, so I might look put together for the most part.
You do.
But, we're talking fitness, fashion. Right now in the time of my life, I'm a little mismatched. And I'm just ready to tone up and tune in. And I'm so engaged in the community and being active. I'll learn about different issues that we're facing on a local level, regional, and how it affects us globally. And the first encounters that I have with people is like, hey, how can I help them? What can I do for them? And I'm so focused on the outside that I've really kind of neglected the inside mentally and emotionally. And so when I got the call from Jennifer Grafis at Q Life, it was like, you know what? No more excuses to do something for me and find that balance that I've been talking about over and over and over. And I'm tired of the fluctuation of the weight here and there and not managing the stress accordingly. And, having different sizes, 4 different sizes in my closet of the same suit.
Wait. You have 4 different dress sizes, pant sizes, blouses, etc. in your closet.
I do. It can fluctuate from week to week. And, part of it is stress. Part of it is I've got celiac. So trying to manage dietary restrictions is really challenging.
Celiac only affects about 1% of the population here in the United States. And so you're gluten-free then?
Gluten, wheat, dairy, and a slew of additives. Yeah. So with Jennifer, it was great because it was like, you know what? I'm going to stop and breathe and focus on every element, the mind, body, and spirit. And that's what she's helped me do.
You are in the insurance business, correct? I mean,
yes.
let's kind of describe a little bit of what you do. And you know that, I mean, when I talk about insurance, people are not, the man from Mars, look at the man from Mars there in the corner, he's just
Francisco,
doubling down.
I couldn't help it. I had to tell her what our post-show conversation was the first week when you were talking about insurance agents. I'm like, oh, Tony, you're in trouble. This is how he feels about insurance agents. And then as soon as I said, wait till you hear what she does, he's like, oh, well, that's different.
She was a guest, Elisa Lane, she was a guest of the Entrepreneurs en Fuego, our TV show. So she was a guest yesterday, Friday. No, not yesterday, Friday. I mean, last Friday, whatever. And I asked her that question, what makes you different? And I learned something about Tony that I will share today, is the fact that she has a social conscience. I mean, this is really a unique individual. And, with all the respect to all my insurance friends, I'm telling you what, she stands out on top of everyone. And I don't say this just to say this. I don't, need to. I don't have to. But you do. You have a social conscience. And we talked about that. And you stand way above the rest.
Well, I appreciate that. I really think it's about being engaged and taking action in our community. And I'm passionate about people. I'm passionate about being able to give back because in turn, it's going to make me feel good. And so I offer a donation for quotation program to help a lot of nonprofits.
Here it comes. So you're gonna give me a quotation on my policy for free, right?
Well, yes.
And you're gonna tell me whether my policy I got enough coverage and all that stuff, right?
I'm going to help you mitigate risk. I'm going to educate you on what your policies do for you, how they work, and I'm going to empower you to know the difference of why you have something. And you spend all of your life building it. You've got your family, your assets, everything. It can be destroyed in a second if you don't have the right coverage. So not only am I going to help protect you and educate you on that, but I'm also going to give back to any kind of nonprofit of your choice through a quotation for donation program.
What's your astrology sign?
I'm a Scorpio.
All right, here we go. Scorpio.
How about Jen?
Secretive, passionate, resolute, incensed. I guess this is supposed to say intensive because it says insensitive. Steadfast, painstaking, and stubborn. Is that what you are, Elisa Lane?
You're not
stubborn.
my sign.
That's me. That's Scorpio.
That's Scorpio.
That's
Pay
Scorpio?
attention.
I tell you what, I am stubborn in the fact that's my biggest weakness and my greatest asset is being stubborn enough to be disciplined, to say when I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna follow through. And I think that can be a good thing and sometimes it can be a bad thing. It's all about balance, and Jen Graffis from Q Life is helping me figure that part out.
Why is she going to succeed, Jennifer?
She's going to succeed because of all the reasons she just said. We work out at 5 a.m. and she drives 30 minutes to get to me. So that
you guys
means,
work out today?
No, sorry, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays.
Come on, give me a break. Today is Sunday. You what's happening here? You text me a picture of a box of donuts at 4:35 a.m.
I thought that would motivate you.
I was actually.
Wait. One thing that Jen does that I'm really, really excited about is the meal plan and the fact that you have dietary restrictions. Were you able to supply her with something that was functioning for you?
Absolutely.
Yes.
And the hardest part, because whole food eating is obviously the best, but then sometimes being able on the go, knowing that she's busy, she's traveling a lot, going to all different kinds of places, finding those on the go because restaurants and food sources are not our first choice. So again, packing, we're still trying to find the perfect protein powder because even though it's gluten-free, plant-based, there's just trace amounts that will still make her stomach hurt. So we finally, I think, found one. Mm-hmm. But other than that, it's whole food eating, and that way we don't have to worry about the preservatives and those kinds of things. And she's doing amazing. And the biggest thing for Tony, again, when I interviewed her and when I saw her, like you said, Francisco, you'd look at her and say, she doesn't have much weight to lose, so why would you choose her?
Right.
But she's been in a car accident. She felt unhealthy. She shared with me about the 4 different sizes in her closet, and she fluctuates. And that really drew me to her because she still wants to make change. And so over 3 weeks, she's lost 3 pounds, which some person might say, I just started, that's not enough for me. But not only did she lose 3 pounds in 3.5 weeks, she actually has lost 5 pounds of fat and gained 2 pounds of muscle. So again, that's where our assessment and that measurement comes into play.
This is where the applause comes in.
That's huge. That's huge transformation, and that again is the same thing. Like that's building her from the inside out, and so it's not about the scale; it's about how she feels and how she looks.
Which is yeah. Thank you. You missed the applause, by the way. How are the rest of your content? What am I trying to say?
I have no idea.
Contestants. They're all doing amazing. Ruben is down in weight, and he has been consistent as well as coming to the gym and working out. And his eating plan is not exactly what I wrote up, but he is following a calorie plan.
He's a unique bird.
So yes, he is. And I love him. I love him dearly. And he's entering all kinds of contests on Facebook to get 20, 30,000 steps. I mean, the guy is walking like nobody's business. So again, that's the beauty of even like Lifestyle Jules says, it's calories in, calories out. And so if he's walking 38,000 steps in a day, that's great.
So that's Ruben. And then who else?
And then we have Jessica. And Jessica is doing fantastic. And she has been traveling. She's had family in town. She's and still managed to continue to lose some weight and feel stronger and better about herself. And then we have Colleen. And Colleen, who you will meet next week.
Nice.
Again, doing really well. She has some physical limitations. She's a golfer. She takes care of her son. And again, she's doing incredible, but again, she has some physical limitations, so we've had to take more of a rehab approach in her exercise program. So we're taking it slow and easy, and diet is her main focus.
I have a quick question. With the 4 sizes that you have in your closet, is this something that you ever want to commit to, one size, and then donate the rest?
You know, I have done that. I donate to a local shelter and food and thrift shop in the West Valley. I think that's really important. I've had sizes all the way from 2 to 12. So I'm now down to a little bit lower size, but it's about financial stability as well as the emotional and the physical part of it. So yes, I have donated before, but there's a certain point of, spending money again and again and then it coming back. So I've got the bigger sizes far away packed in boxes. And hopefully I won't use those for a while.
Once you know you're there, you're going to just be like, okay, I don't need that anymore?
Yeah. I'm just going to be able... What's nice about Jen Graffis at Q Life is being able to get rid of the weight. And it's not just the physical, but everything, the balance. My best friend of 36 years gave me a plaque, and it says, may your faith be bigger and better than your fears. And I think that's huge.
And we talk about that a lot. Our sessions with exercise aren't just... give me 50 burpees. We talk a lot in depth in regards to issues and what is weighing us down and how can we kind of release those. So
in studio, we have Jennifer Graffis from Q Life and Tony Davis, who is 1 out of 5 contestants that you picked out of 80 people.
That is correct.
That applied to be in the reality radio transformation show. And certainly we're very, 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 very proud. Are you afraid of getting rid of those clothes?
I'm not afraid of getting rid of them. Something is holding me back, and it's myself. Okay. So if I can get out and away from that, the patterns of old behaviors, I think I can just let go altogether.
Will you let us go and let us know when you do?
Oh, definitely.
That's actually going to be a nice little celebration for you.
Yeah,
that'll be awesome.
And I have no doubt she's going to be there. She's so disciplined.
And I am pretty certain that she will let us know. You know why? Because this is reality radio. If you haven't been paying attention to the show, this is a continuous journey. Yes. And so we will be tracking you.
Thank you.
And we will. So. We have our eyes on you. Look at me. Look at me.
Accountability.
Kind of scary accountability right there.
Exactly. And it's fantastic. And it really, look, everything that I said about you standing on the shoulders of other people in your industry really is very true. And I appreciate that. And much like the people that we meet on a daily basis here, for instance, Elisa Lane, I know that, despite her drinking in the morning and everything else, I mean, I really love her. She's really good. And Why are you looking extra beautiful today?
I didn't realize I was.
You did.
Sunday morning.
I don't know. It's something
Fashion
about
week.
you're glowing. Something's happening. Maybe the full moon. Maybe the astrology.
Maybe it's the level 5.
Are you in level 5 right now?
I'm in level 5 right now. There's something I've learned from Brian that just keeps coming back, and I'm like, you know what? Let's just use that.
What about her astrology?
Yeah, well, let's talk about that for instance. Now that we have you here, Tony,
No, we
we've
didn't
heard
talk
your
about
story.
Jen's.
What?
We talked about mine earlier, but what's Jen?
Sagittarius.
Sagittarius. Let me pull out my astrology book, which I carry with me all the time. Sagittarius, you're magnanimous, you're honest, expansive, generous, reckless, extroverted, proud, larger than life, and free.
Wow.
That's good.
Wow. What's Brian?
Free. I like that.
Gemini.
What's Brian Wood? Come here, Brian Wood, the man from Mars.
Classic Gemini.
Classic Gemini, who is multi-talented, a thinker, talkative, social, scattered, diverse interest. He loves variety and excitement. And I can tell you this: that do you believe in astrology at all? I mean, everybody here. Does anybody?
I think it's a form of art. I love it because I think it gives
It
people an
fascinates
option.
me.
Yeah.
I love it. It
It's fun.
fascinates me, and every time I read it, I'm like, dang, that's so dead on. But I don't live by it.
How about you, Tony Davis?
I'm the same. I look at some factors. It's kind of like everything. Take it in moderation and with a grain of salt. I like what Brian Wood said about the being positive and feeding that energy into you. And Jen said, you got to take the obstacles and turn them into opportunities and the lessons in life, what we get from it. And I'm glad you guys are being able to empower people today to do that.
And I know, Elisa Lane, you are an astrology follower, right? I mean, you get out at
I enjoy
night,
it.
You
I enjoy it.
You howl at the moon.
I don't watch it very closely, but yeah, this morning I was definitely howling.
Look, it's fun, but I don't. I mean, imagine for a second. All right. A Capricorn, strength, determination, strong leadership. Okay, fine. But imagine for a second, there's this person in an isolated spot in an island, reading his horoscope, creative and highly adaptable of all kinds of challenges and able to spot opportunities others can't. Come on, man. I mean, it just doesn't apply. And I think that each one of us has a certain trait for all these signs. Right? I mean, at some point or another, you're determined. At some point or another, you're multi-talented. At some point or another, you're impulsing, or you're inflexible, or motivated, or whatever it is. With that, like all things must come to an end, the show is also will come to an end because Entrepreneurs in Fuego was brought to you by, in part, Locomotive Marketing, Carmen Payne, certified coach at SOAR, the top foundation advancing education and entrepreneurship for women, minorities, and veterans. Sandrina Benz. I love Sandrina.
The 23rd. Big event at her location.
Infusionsoft, building better connections with leads and customer. My name is Francisco Javier, your host, with Elisa Lane. Elisa, you looked so phenomenal today. And you sounded good. You sounded better than last year.
Thank you.
Being sober is really a good trait.
Yeah, I had a nap right before I came.
Until next week, we're out.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.
If you own a business, any business where customers spend more than 5 minutes at a time, you need Wi-Fi. Personalized Wi-Fi that takes them to your network.